But first, a story that will grow on you.
Winning the Green Toronto Award was absolutely the best that I could ever think of winning. The living wall is an ecological sound barrier and sound fencing solution. It's a wall that grows, it's alive. And essentially what it is, we have a lot of different types of walls out there in this country, in this province, that are made out of wood, made out of concrete. Our wall grows, it's green. And essentially it's 4x4s and 2x4s that are made up. And we have two types of fences. We have a screen fence and we have a noise barrier. The screen fence is, as you see behind me, it's 4x4s with 2x4s, and we actually weave the willow through the wall. And if we build it in 2 seasons, in the spring and in the fall. But when we build it in the spring, after about six weeks, it's grown, it's green, and it's long. And it grows about 3 to 6 feet every year. Our noise barrier is a little bit different. We have living wall, we have green or willow on both sides, and inside we have soil. And the soil keeps the noise out for noise attenuation. And ours meets the Ministry of the Environment's noise regulations. We're actually about 15 times greater than theirs is. We can't build it through the summer because the plant material, when we do construct it, is dormant, and it's important that it remains dormant. So in the spring, the willow is harvested before it starts to grow, and it depends on when we build it. We sometimes put them in refrigerated storage rooms, but only to a certain point around the end of May, beginning of June, because you don't want it to be extremely hot, because when you bring this material out from cold weather to hot weather, it won't survive as well. So it needs to be dormant. In the fall, the plant starts to go essentially dormant, it goes to sleep. So essentially we build it October, November, and into December, pending weather conditions. The wood that you see that holds this, the screen fence and the wooden fence, it does biodegrade. So in about 20 or 25 years, you won't even have the wood structure frame there anymore. That structure frame is only there to hold the fence up for the short term. Actually, after about 10 years, you can actually pull it out if you want it and remove it. This wall it'll never be graffitied. If it does drop its leaves and new leaves come up, so it'll always be clean and refreshes itself all the time. It creates shade, so there's a little bit of a climate for shade with that. There's also stormwater runoff. When water hits this plant material, the water goes into the plant material. If it hits the fence, it just rolls off and goes into a drainage. The other aspect is the CO2. We just completed a fence in downtown Toronto, which is the longest one in North America. It's almost 400 meters. It's 18,000 willow plants, which is a basket willow. And in my rough calculations, it's between 8 and 12 tons of CO2 reduction per year. So there's a lot of environmental benefits. There's a lot of aesthetic benefits, and I just think it's, from my perspective, I'm an urban planner by trade, and when I saw this, I just thought, this is amazing, because we have so many other kinds of fences that are just hard surfaces, and they just don't look like they fit within even an urban or a rural setting, and I think this living wall does. It's a partnership with Mother Nature, and that's something we've said, from day one, and that's what it is from our perspective.